Think back to the last time that you introduced yourself to somebody. Think to the last time that they asked you what was important to you. What information did you give them? When you think of the details that you lead with first when you introduce yourself in different circles, what details are those? When you think about who you are and what makes you valuable to others, what is that information? All of these things make up your identity, and whether you consciously focus on it or not, it is impacting the way that you show up personally and professionally more than you know. So let's dig in. My name is Amber Fuhriman, and this is the Break Your Bullshit Box podcast.
Welcome to the Break Your Bullshit Box podcast, where excuses aren't tolerated and results are earned through authenticity, vulnerability, and a commitment to excellence. My name is Amber Fuhriman, success architect, attorney, and NLP trainer. If you're ready to bitch slap the bully in your brain, overcome the bullshit that holds you back, and design the life and success you've always wanted, then it's time for you to break your bullshit box and step into designing life and success on your terms.
Before we dig into this concept of identity, I want to take a minute to extend a special invitation to you. I have a new membership program that is designed to help you connect with the people that are going to get you to that next level of success. The people who are going to help you understand what it is that you didn't know about success, in a program that's led by me and has experts that come in every single month to talk about different topics that are important to success. You also have the opportunity to network with amazing business owners and entrepreneurs who are going through the same thing that you are, and also share a little bit of yourself in your zone of genius throughout the different opportunities of networking and sharing throughout the project. So if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, then head over to successdevelopmentsolutions.com, hit that contact us button, and let's jump on a call to see if we're a good fit to work together. Let's talk about this idea of identity. So many times we think, I know exactly who I am. But do you? Do you really know who you think you are? Have you taken the time to step back and think about what it is that you believe you possess as far as qualities that make you valuable in different situations? Now, here's where it gets really touchy for me, because I used to think that I needed specific qualities or specific information or specific experiences in order to be able to have value in conversations. And that is not true. So I want to start off this conversation just with the realization that you are intrinsically valuable as a human being. You don't need to bring anything to the table. What you believe you bring to the table, though, brings up your identity. So our identities are formed by all of the beliefs and all of the information that we have collected throughout our entire lives. When we're little and our parents tell us who we are and what we're good at and what we're not good at, we believe them, and then that starts to form our identity. When we go to school and we decide that we want to have a particular career, that starts to inform our identity. When we hang out in social circles and we get told we are or we are not whatever falls after that statement by our friends and our family, that impacts our identity. And that our identity and what we think about ourselves impacts the way that we show up personally and professionally. If you're in a business setting and your responsibility is to sell, how many times have you said, I hate cold calling? How many times have you said, I'm just not the type of person that can run a business? I'm just not the type of person that can run a marathon. I'm just not the type of person that can whatever that thing is. Who said that? When did you decide that? When did you determine that you're not that type of person? And what can we do to start to shift that? Because the reality is we get to decide the identity that is best for us. We get to decide who we want to be, but we cannot have a conversation about deciding who it is we want to be until we're willing to have a conversation about who it is that we think we are now. So I'd love for you to take a little bit of time and think about this. When you say the words, I am, what follows that for you? If you were to brain dump everything that you think about yourself when you say the words I am, what are those things? What do you think you are? And who do you think you are? From there, we can start to get into so many other limiting beliefs. If you allow yourself to sit there and brain dump what and who you think you are, then that gives you a starting point to have conversations about where you want to spend your time, where you want to go, what you want to do next, who you want to become. We've had this GPS conversation in so many other podcasts, but it's so relevant here. If you're saying, I want to be the type of person that goes to the gym and works out every day, that eats healthy, that cares about money and finances, I want to be the type of person who can run a business. Those are all fantastic things to aspire to be. If you don't know where you're starting in that process, then the plan that you're creating is starting from a middle point. And the steps that you are intending to follow aren't going to create the result that you actually think that they are or should create. Additionally, if you have it in your head that you are not the type of person that knows how to cook healthy, or that you are not the type of person who knows how to do workouts at the gym, then do you think that you're ever going to be willing to do the work or get the resources or find the information? Because there's a difference between saying, I don't know how to build a workout plan, and saying, I'm not the type of person who works out. Do you see the difference? I don't know how. We can switch that around and say, well, how could we know how? How could we find the information? Who do we need to meet? What do we need to learn? What resources do we need to gain in order to gain those skills? But that identity conversation, man, it is something that affects everything we do. Everything from the rooms that we allow ourselves to walk into, the conversations that we allow ourselves to have, the ways that we show up in every area of our life. You heard me talk last week about the idea of your bullshit box. Well, your bullshit box and your identity go hand in hand, because I guarantee you, for every single thing that you think you are not, there is something in your bullshit box that gives you the justification for that. What excuses are you using to support the identity that allows you to hold yourself back? And how do we start to identify those in order to be able to create different tomorrows than we had yesterdays? We can't identify those until we're willing to acknowledge them. So here's my challenge for you. I would love for you to set a timer for 10 minutes, sit down and think of the words I am without stopping yourself, without saying, oh, I don't deserve that. I want you to write down everything that pops in your head when you say the words I am. And then I want you to go back through that list and I want you to think, is that who I actually want to be? And if not, then what do I need to do in order to be able to change that? This is a good exercise to do with your significant other or your friends as well. Who do they think you are? Because I promise you, your friends think that you are somebody different than you think you are, and they are often much more kind than we are. They're often more right, too. It's so easy for us to beat down on ourselves. The goals that you have, the things that you want to create in your life, the results that you want to accomplish, all of those are doable when you step into the identity of somebody who can accomplish them. This is the first step when we start challenging our identity, when we start really building that blueprint for success. We push up against that. Well, I can't do that. Who do I think I am? Why do I think I'd be able to do that? I've never done that before. I'm not the type of person who can do that. The first step in creating the success we want is to challenge who we think we are. I would love to hear your feedback on what you experience when you do this exercise. So head over to social media and shoot me over a message and let me know what came up for you when you did this exercise and who it is that you want to be and what goals you have. I'm really excited to hear from you. My name is Amber Fuhriman, and this was the Break Your Bullshit Box podcast.